Yeah,
that
like,
stops.
welcome to Getting Specific with Pacific. We're at like a mini-series where we're going to talk
kind
about
of breakdown, behind the scenes process, creative process.
Yeah.
Cool.
What's up? Welcome to Getting Specific with Pacific. It's a mini-series that we are going to be doing throughout this release to talk about our new EP, get a look behind the scenes, the meaning behind the songs, the why that we made certain decisions. But yeah, welcome to the first episode. The EP is called I Love You, I'm Sorry. It is the name of a single that will come out kind of towards the end of the releases.
I remember a fun moment where we were kind of starting to like talk about what was coming next, and one day, I don't know, I was just hanging out with Will or something, and we were kind of talking about songs we were recording. Maybe we were just like messing around like with some sounds or something like that. And he was like, yo, I'm so stoked about like the next EP, because we had like been working on singles for a little while.
Yeah.
But at this point, I didn't quite know that we were gonna do a third EP.
I think we were talking about doing an album.
Yeah,
even
yeah,
a year ago or so.
yeah. We had like that meeting where we sat and we had like 15 demos of songs, and then we were just talking about that. And so after that, I was kind of like, oh, like sometimes we'll probably do that. But then Will was like telling me, I was in the shower the other night, and I was just thinking about how we all have girlfriends now. And like we have like a lot of stuff, and he was like, I'm not really feeling an album, because like as a younger band, like an album is such like a almost like doctorate
Defining.
Thesis kind of defining
Yeah.
thing. And so it's kind of nice for like as a young band to like just do EPs.
Get that associates, the bachelors.
Yeah, it's just like a fun, and it's like such a cool, and we've kind of been in that stage, and so this is like, I'm really excited about this one. So he was like, I'm thinking like we do another EP so we can spread out like these demos we have more, and a lot of them are about like love songs, and we all have girlfriends now, and so it'd be sick to do like an EP all about like love and our girlfriends, and like do stuff with Valentine's Day. And I was like, whoa, that's so sick.
Yeah, that was definitely like the main inspo behind this project, was the fact that all of us had recently gotten into relationships, and a lot of the songs that happened to be writing in quarantine were like love songs, and the different sides of love too, not just like the good stuff, but also like the awkward stuff, the love that you missed in the past, the love that you've yet to experience in the future, the like hard conversations that you have with the person you love. So it seemed like it made a lot of sense. There's a song that we wrote called I Love You, I'm Sorry, and that seemed like it summed up all the songs, where it's like, I love you, this huge phrase of like devotion, and combated with like, that's probably the thing you're saying the most in relationship is, I'm sorry. Nowadays, I feel like people don't really listen to albums unless you've proved yourself as a band, and like almost have a following that is like, if you put out an album, I'm gonna listen to every song, and like enough people to make it worth it. And so I still see us as like a really young band and still getting our name out in the world, and so we decided to kind of scale it back and do an EP and release them as singles until like it reveals kind of the whole EP.
Personally, I'm really stoked about, I got to work with Will on some of the drum sounds for most of the songs that are coming out, and it was so fun to kind of sort through this dictionary of reference songs that I have in my head from like kind of early 2000s rock bands or 90s kind of new jack swing.
It's kind of fun. We all have like very different musical tastes that connect in certain threads.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool, since there's 4 of us, to like pull from all those and then try and like craft something that has like consistency and like taste and sound.
Something I've noticed is like especially like during isolation, quarantine, whatever you call it, like a lot of stuff, like our songs start out as just like songs you make in your bedroom, right? Like the bedroom pop sound. But like we're not really like a bedroom pop band, so it's like, and we have this like really nice space, so like we can start with demos that sound like just like a bunch of samples on a computer, right? But like we come in here and we can make it sound like an actual like organic performance.
One of the things I'm super excited about for this EP is the like step up in the even production level. That I feel like this may be the first thing we've done where we actually sound like I think I want to sound. You know? And every song is such a different almost genre, and I'm super excited for people to discover that.
It's fun to think, like, it's exciting that since we're a band and there's 4 of us, this is something that will like always be a part of everything like we get to do musically. Like every time we start something new, it'll always be like, this will always be like part of that journey, which is so fun and like, I don't know, to me it's like more special.
This is the first time that Nick and I have ever lived together, and I've noticed that living with someone is like another layer of kind of opportunity in creating. And there was a while where working on some of these songs and the original sounds that inspired them, where like Nick would be working in his room on something and I would be like, that sounds pretty dope. Send it to me, you know? A lot of the songs had that kind of back and forth between me and Nick, and then...
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, we're all definitely like growing a lot as just producers in our own right, in terms of...
It's true.
You know, that skill set. And so it's cool. I feel like this EP definitely represents that. Like, I play keys and stuff, like, oh, well, like, what kind of synth parts, like, if any, like, what kind of stuff are we hearing or feeling? And, you know, I'll kind of, like, draft stuff and then kind of maybe get an initial, like, okay, and then I'll be like, all right, I'll go home and try and think more, like, and give some more time and make parts and design sounds and send them back. And yeah, sometimes it's like, no, not quite the vibe. But that's like, that's super cool, you know, like having the honesty and even discipline in a sense to be tasteful with like everything that's in the song. It's very intentional, like nothing gets wasted.
One thing that's really exciting about this EP to me is that we've been friends for longer, and so I've gotten to know y'all more and know what your taste is, and it's changed how even I write songs, because I try to write to like something that I know will like make Nanny react a certain way or make Nick feel a certain thing, and so that's, I think, one of the funnest parts of being in a band is that even when I create alone, I'm already creating differently because I'm creating for these guys. There will be 7 songs, holy number, top to bottom. Yep, that's all I'm gonna say.
All right.
7 songs on the EP.
And at this point, by the time we'll probably be able to start playing again, we'll have probably like doubled our discography in songs that we've actually never gotten to play live yet.
Yeah.
Like, they're already sitting
That
on
is
like
what blows my mind.
2 singles and another whole EP, the Pacific EP, the last one.
Oh yeah, that came out.
We still haven't played like any of those songs live really, except for maybe like, I don't know, maybe
You never
1 or
know,
2 or something. Yeah,
Oh,
you never
yeah.
know.
Yeah, but
otherwise, like, so, and then all of this, like, we haven't. So it's gonna be fun to like, once we do get to go back to that, it'll be super fun to be like.
we'll have like a whole new set.
Yeah.
That'd be so refreshing.
That'd be super fun.
That's it's gonna blow my mind.
I Love You, I'm Sorry comes out April 18th.
Fact checking.
The
It
I
is
Love
the
You, I'm
18th.
Sorry. The I Love You, I'm Sorry EP comes out on Friday, April 16th, 2021.
I think this EP feels like an album because it has like this arc
Mhm.
to it, you know,
Yeah.
and a thread that you can very visibly see running through it.
Yeah.
And I feel like most people don't do that in the form of an EP. To be able to do it as singles in the modern kind of schematic, but still keep some sense of continuity. That was kind of part of the goal. It's like, how do we string this all together, but still recognize that we are maybe not at the point where we can tell a whole story to a wider audience yet.
Mm-hmm.
Our next video is going to be about our first single, Goodbyes, and the story behind it, why we wrote it, why we did the visuals like we did, and why it's our first song from this EP. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Does this for peace.
Quick, better figure it out fast. The lights are all fading. How long does a highlight?